country. She is Australian. She is Australian. And thank God the Indiana Fever made this decision. I was getting really scared. I was getting really, really scared that that the Fever just weren't going to sign her. I was getting super scared. And the reason I was getting super scared was because the Indiana Fever have done incredibly stupid things this season. And
the Indiana Fever have officially secured Chloe Bibby with a contract extension covering the remainder of the current season. This signing represents a crucial decision for the franchise's ongoing competitive efforts. Previous concerns existed about whether the organization would commit to retaining the Australian forward beyond her initial agreement. The Fever had initially brought Bibby aboard through a temporary 7-day arrangement, creating uncertainty about her long-term status with the team. This full-season commitment proves essential for Indiana's roster stability and strategic planning
this season. And they signed her to a 7-day contract. At this stage, the rest of the season contract is super important. Is absolutely so important for the Indiana Fever. She's come in, averaging nearly a point per minute on the floor, and played the role that she is meant to have played. She absolutely has played the role that she was meant to have played for the Indiana Fever. She shoots the ball. She plays defense. She plays hard. That's kind of...
Bibby has demonstrated exceptional efficiency during her limited court time, producing nearly 1 point per minute while fulfilling her designated responsibilities effectively. Her contributions focus on fundamental basketball elements, perimeter shooting, defensive intensity, and consistent effort. These basic requirements align perfectly with the team's current needs without demanding extraordinary individual performances or expanded roles. The Fever don't require another player capable of scoring 40 points per game or assuming primary starter duties. Bibby's value lies in her ability to provide reliable production when called upon, whether as a rotational piece or occasional starter.
Defense, she plays hard. That's kind of it. That's all she's needed to do. And that's all she has done. That's realistically all that she has done. And that's all that's needed. Like, they don't need a player to drop 40. The Fever don't need a player to go out there and, like, be a starter. Can she slide in as a starter if needed for the occasional game? Like, I would say if Natasha Howard, if she's just not feeling up to it, should Chloe Bibby be the one to start?
Should regular starter Tanasha Howard require rest or face availability issues, Bibby could seamlessly transition into the starting lineup. However, her primary function serves as the first power forward option off the bench, providing depth and flexibility for coaching staff. Current rotation patterns often feature Howard as an early substitution, allowing the team to utilize smaller lineups with Leah Boston. Bibby's presence enables alternative approaches, including larger lineups that can match opponents' size advantages. Her versatility allows deployment at multiple positions, primarily as a stretch 4 with occasional appearances at the 3 position, and potentially even center duties against specific matchups.
And slide in as a starter? Sure. Like, that is my opinion of it. Chloe Bibby should be the kind of de facto backup. And it's only really if players are hurt. If nobody's hurt, should be the first power forward off the bench. Not the first player. You know what? Like, I would maybe consider, like, first player off the bench is a possibility because at the end of the day, they are...
While playing the 5 represents her least natural fit, certain opponents' small ball approaches could create opportunities for such usage. Teams like the Mercury, who sometimes utilize players like Alyssa Thomas at center or employ undersized lineups, present scenarios where Bibby could effectively operate at the 5 position. Many WNBA franchises have embraced smaller, more versatile rotations that create these strategic opportunities. Indiana's roster construction emphasizes size and shooting ability as primary team building principles. This approach directly addresses competitive challenges posed by teams with superior individual talent, particularly franchises like the Liberty, who possess both size and shooting throughout their rotation.
They are, like, if you guys haven't seen the way the Fever's lineups are, originally Bonner was coming in for Natasha Howard. So a lot of time Natasha Howard is first sub off the bench and they kind of go small with Leah Boston. It allows them to go a little bit bigger But at the end of the day, it's like, it is what it is. Like, it's still a pretty decent signing. And whether she's first off the bench, second off the bench, third off the bench.
The Liberty's depth includes players like Niara Sabali coming off the bench, creating matchup problems through their combination of size and perimeter skills. Indiana must counter these advantages through strategic roster construction, rather than relying solely on individual talent disparities. When unable to compete through pure talent acquisition, successful teams must find alternative paths to victory. Indiana focuses on three-point shooting excellence, transition opportunities, and superior effort levels to overcome talent deficits against stronger opponents. Recent victories demonstrate this philosophy's effectiveness.
Second off the bench, third off the bench, or if in some games Dantas gets in ahead of her, like, she shoots the three ball. And that's all the Indiana Fever need. Like, they have a stretch. She's a stretch four who can play the three and maybe occasionally play the five. Like, I'd say very, very occasionally, but I think those occasions at times this season will probably happen where she has to play the five, and I don't think anyone's would be too opposed. I was about to say would be too opposed to her playing there. I think she could probably get away with it against certain teams.
The team has secured wins through exceptional three-point shooting performances, relentless transition execution, and comprehensive effort that overwhelms opponents regardless of individual skill gaps. The Mercury game exemplified this approach, with players like Ari McDonald contributing through pure determination, aggressive attacking play, and sustained intensity throughout the contest. Strategic game planning combined with maximum effort created victory opportunities against theoretically superior competition. Indiana lacks the individual talent necessary to simply overpower opponents through superior skill. This reality requires systematic approaches that maximize available strengths while minimizing weaknesses through strategic roster construction and tactical execution.
Maybe against the Mercury in the lineups where they run Alyssa Thomas at the 5 or Kat Westbeld out there, she could probably play the 5, but like, there are a lot of teams that go out there with small teams players. There's a lot of teams that go out there like with small all-around lineups, and the Indiana Fever have the ability to do that. They can go ultra big with her at the 3. And like, it's size as well. It's size. Like, it's size to deal with whatever the hell the Liberty.
Bibby represents an archetype perfectly suited for this organizational philosophy. While not possessing elite individual talents, she provides specific skills that directly contribute to team success within clearly defined parameters. Her ability to fulfill assigned responsibilities without exceeding her limitations makes her among the more valuable bench contributors across the league. This type of role player often determines playoff success more significantly than individual star performances. The signing eliminates ongoing speculation about her future status with the organization.
Eyes to deal with whatever the hell the Liberty have. Like, the Liberty have Niara coming off the bench. Like, they have size everywhere. They have size everywhere, and Liberty have shooters everywhere. And with the Fever anyway, that's basically what looks like they're looking to do, is get size and get shooters, get as many shooters as possible and get as big as possible. And with that, that is how you're going to that's how you're gonna go and have to compete with these teams. Like, if you're not gonna compete with them in terms of
previous uncertainty created questions about whether management would extend her stay through additional 7-day contracts or commit to longer-term arrangements. This decision suggests that her initial evaluation period concluded successfully, demonstrating sufficient value to warrant season-long commitment. Even potential future struggles or injury concerns wouldn't significantly impact the organization given available roster flexibility. Indiana retains another prorated minimum contract slot, providing additional roster management options if circumstances change. This flexibility could potentially allow roster adjustments, including the possibility of releasing other players like Bree Turner to pursue alternative options.
With Caitlin Clark, we got to toughen her up. We got to rough her up a little bit. We got to really show her what it's like over here in the WNBA. And Sophie Cunningham says there's how we treat rookies, and then we had to add a little something extra for Caitlin Clark. She also talks about defending Caitlin Clark in that viral Connecticut Sun game and what the locker room chatter was between her and Caitlin Clark after that game. First off, let's start with the face of the league comment. Sophie Cunningham says she's pissed when people say Caitlin Clark isn't the face of the league, and she drops a couple F-bombs, a couple 4-letter words. Uh-oh.
And it literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Sabrina? No.
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
Oh, you're dumb as shit. I thought I was harsh. You're literally dumb as... Yeah, there are some known players in the league. Yeah, there are some... Wait. Oh, yeah, that's Sabrina. Oh, yeah, that's Asia. Yeah, there are some known players in this league, but we're talking about face of the league. That's when we just need to bring facts to the table, and leave all biases to the side. Who draws the attendance? Who draws the rating? Highest selling jersey. You bring her up in conversation, people automatically know who you're talking about. They don't need to break out their phone, go to google.com. Who is that again? Paige. And how do I spell that last name? Bekker. No, you guys understand my point. Caitlin Clark is the face of the league. And Sophie Cunningham actually looks like even talking about this conversation, having this conversation, it actually seems like it really does piss her off.
Literally like pisses me off when people are like, she's not the face of the league.
Who would be?
What?
Getting all antsy.
Sabrina? No.
Huh? What?
No, there's really good, well-known people in our league. I'm not discrediting them. Like, we have a lot of badasses in our league.
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah to that. I'm all for that. But when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, when people try to argue that she's not the face of our league,
Yeah.
or if our league would be where we're at without her, you're dumb as shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're literally dumb as fuck.
Damn. Sophie Cunningham not pulling any punches. Oh, this podcast is going to be gold. This new podcast, the Sophie Cunningham, is going to be absolute gold, especially if we're not watching what we need to say, especially if we don't have a script right in front of us. Okay, I got to hit that bullet point. I got to hit that bullet point. Up. The WNBA wants me to cover this narrative and cover this narrative. Oh, I don't have a script. I can say what I want. Up. The WNBA wants me to cover this narrative and cover this narrative. Oh, I don't have a script. I can say what I want. Oh, well, let me cook up then. Let's take a look. Sophie Cunningham talking about in her rookie season, players feeling the need to toughen Caitlin Clark up. The lies, the targets that is on Caitlin Clark's back. Let's take a look.
Like, you have seen players in our league try to like toughen up Caitlin. We call her CC. CC. For even when I wasn't on her team, like I know the talks that Phoenix had in the locker.
Even when I wasn't on her team. So now that she's on her team, she sees it. And even when she wasn't on Caitlin Clark's team, she saw it. She was in those locker rooms. She heard the chatter behind the doors, what the players were talking about, how we're going to go after CC, how we're going to target CC. And if you guys remember, last year, Phoenix Mercury, we put belt to ass to the Phoenix Mercury every single game last year. Remember last year, Phoenix Mercury? Caitlin Clark tries to save the ball from Kalia Copper. Kalia Copper loses her wig.